I said they are involved. They don't say 1/3. They are involved. They are already involved. That is why Alexandra Storm the other day came out and said that Simon Ekpa will not be repatriated to Nigeria. It was as a result of their involvement. So this movement of release on the ground, you understand, is something that has to play in regard of Russia. You know, Russia, Putin is a friend of Donald Trump. With the likeness of America, AIDS, and Israel. You know, Netanyahu is Mr. No Nonsense. You understand? And I never see a country whereby Netanyahu will give warning that will not panic. You understand? You get it? So that's why that he himself, they are all themselves now like, oh, these people involved, we must do the needful, do the right thing, do what we're supposed to do to avoid these people and to avoid clashing with these people. You know, Netanyahu is an Israeli, and Israeli is have a relationship with Biafra. You understand? They have a cordial relationship with Biafra. There was a time that was during the time of the tenure of Buhari, when Israeli came to Anambra. You remember? They came to Anambra as at that time, which people are like, what are they doing in Anambra? What are they doing in Igbo? You know? So, which some of them was arrested and later released by the government of Buhari, if you remember. So the same thing has never finished in their mind. And that is why today that underground game is coming to play now. Because Simon Ekpa must be free. He must be handed over everything back to him. He must come back and continue from where he stops. He has never offended anybody. For what he was doing or what he has done was in agreement according to the EU Charter, UN Charter, even the Finland. So the coming together of these three men put fear in the heart and in the country of the Finland, and they are willing and ready, are prepared to do the needful to avoid any crash, to avoid any issue, to avoid any argument. You understand? So they are trying to avoid it, and that is why they have to play along. Thank you.
We know that EU are part of people that are pressuring Finland to arrest Simon Ekpa, or to make him go to jail.
Yes, they pressurized him. They pressurized Finland, not because they want Simon Ekpa to go to prison, but the pressure means that they want to verify and be sure that that man, as a result of the respect they have for him, to make sure that he is not engaged in such matter. You understand? That was why they now mounted that pressure on Finland, that they should do every needful thing, necessary thing, to make sure that this man is not involved on what Nigeria have already accused him of. You understand? So now that they mount pressure on them in order for them to put him in prison, or in order for them to kill him, or in order for them to repatriate him to Nigeria. No, but they want to see how genuine that man is based on what he was agitating for. You understand? Based on what he's pointing at, freedom of Biafra, our self-determination, self-governance. You understand? Because you cannot be a criminal, you cannot be a terrorist at the same time fighting for freedom of your people. It's against the EU Charter, and it's against the UN Charter. You see why they pressurize Finland to investigate the matter thoroughly. I want you to know this now. And that is what Finland is doing. Yes, Orabweze said it's taking too much time, that they're supposed to have. You know, that is where comes the influence of Nigeria and the British. You understand? And but now, these people, these men, who think that the Russia, America, and Israel involved now makes the matter now to calm down. They will not go the way they wanted to influence him, because even as I speak to you now, Nigeria and America is not in good time. They are not in good time as I speak to you. Even as I speak to you again, go and check. Like I said before, Nigeria is trying to pull out their embassy that is in Washington. So for you to see how serious the matter is, for you to see how Trump will take the matter. So it's not a joking issue. So Finland, EU or whatsoever know what they are doing. And they are doing it in a way that nothing again that Nigeria will come out with against Biafra and against Simon Ekpa that they will pay attention to. God bless you.
And lastly, we saw, Ngozi Obreze, give the Nigerian military 48 hours, which is supposed to elapse today. Give them 48 hours to leave the southeast. Do you think this is visible?
Glory be to God for that woman. God will bless that woman. And God will strengthen her the more. God will give her more wisdom, more knowledge, and more understanding. Yes, she have issued her own statement, her own warning. I don't know how effective, only she knows the effectiveness and what even gave her the guts to issue short warning. You understand me? Yes, and for her to do so, definitely there is something that is beating drum on the ground for her. So she cannot just wake up and issue such warning without any backup. So definitely there is something that backing her. On the secondary, what are they still doing in our land? Let them leave us. Let them free our land. They call us Ekpa that we are terrorists, and you are still partnering with terrorists. You still want to remain in the land of terrorists, and you want to return with the terrorist people. Why? And you are still feeding, surviving with the mineral resources that is located in the terrorist ground. You understand? Yes, now. So let them leave our land. You understand? See, look at all the checkpoints they are mounted. All the checkpoints. Let them stay away. Free that checkpoint. Why is it that only in the east they are mounting checkpoint? 1 meter checkpoint. But in the north, commanders are dying. Boko Haram are killing 21 commanders in Borno State. In Ondo, 5 farmers the day before yesterday, we are killed in their farmland. In different places, but they did not mount checkpoints over that side. It is only in the east they are mounting checkpoint. Listen, it is the high time that they use their tongue and count their teeth and leave our land for us. The high time they should leave our place for us. All those checkpoints should be lifted up and banished. Let them go and mount it in the north. Borno State Borno deserve more than checkpoint if there is any other thing to be mounted there, because a lot is happening there that is not happening in the east. Out of hatred, let them stop that nonsense. Simon Ekpa, because I don't actually understand what is going on, because by now Simon Ekpa is supposed to have been freed, because the 6 men that was caught together with him have been interrogated and they have been freed, discharged and acquitted without any charges. So if you do not have any evidence against those ones, it is the high time and it is the right time, the same time altogether, for them to look into this matter, because the thing has become a game of politics. The system of Nigeria, which we never expected the Finnish land government, to be playing in their land, because they are not Nigeria. Because we see Nigeria as a country who never tell themselves the truth and they are not ready for one. But we don't see Finland as such. So it is time that ICC and the ICJ to look into, and the UN to look into that matter and to come for an intervention of the freedom of Simon Ekpa. because I don't actually understand what is going on. Because by now, Simon Ekpa is supposed to have been freed. Because the 6 men that was caught together with him have been interrogated and they have been freed, discharged and acquitted without any charges. So if you do not have any evidence against those ones, and Nigeria have submitted a document that lacks merit, and they have submitted another one again, all lacks merit, why are you still holding him? And you yourself, you have done your own research and discovered that this young man did not commit what he was accused of. Why are you still keeping him? So it is the high time, and I'm happy for what Orabese is doing. She is doing it diplomatically, you know, moving from one place to the other, touching and visiting and meeting the people that are necessary, the needful. You understand? So that the world will be aware of what is going on. Because the same thing was what played against Mazen Namdekano. The same thing now coming. The relationship they don't have with the Finland. Okay, they want to use Simon Ekpa now to have a relationship. Is it Simon Ekpa that chased them before, that divided them before? What stopped Finland from not having embassy here in Nigeria? So why is it that they want to use my brother now to have a relationship? Now we divide them before. The same thing will push them away. Now the same thing will pursue them again. Are you hearing me? So I love what is going on, and let it not just be a message. And let it not be I'm coming and you did not come. I want the ICC to attend, not just speaking. Let them act. I want ICJ to act, not speaking. I believe in action. It is the high time the UN to stand up to do the needful as the UN that people know them to be. You understand? So that is why what is happening, I'm hearing now. I am happy, but I need action. I need legal action, because these people, they have their rules and regulations, they have their own constitution. And which I know, according to their own constitution, Simon Ekpa has not violated it. Yes, Simon Ekpa have never violated their own constitution. Why wouldn't they stand up? If what the young man was doing was in accordance, in agreement, according to the law, why can't they stand up and do the needful? So let them rise. Tell them, I'm telling them now, let them rise and do the needful. Enough is enough. This nonsense should stop. It shouldn't continue. Why I'm saying this, let's forget the fact that it's happening to Biafra now, or Simon Ekpa. A day is coming, another time is coming, another country will still come up that they want to go in some countries. Mark my word, countries will still come up that they want to go. You understand? How many are the churches? The little Ezra, and they break out. They were, when they have their freedom, they were about 250,000 in population. If 250,000 can have a nation, Biafra is more than millions. We are over 50 millions. So we are entitled. When Eritrea have their own independence, they are only about 12,000. And this I'm telling you is about 25 years ago. There were just about 12,000 in population. They have Eritrea as a nation. So why is it that they are finding it difficult to look into the matter that matters to me? And that matter that matters to me is Biafra. That matter that matters to me is Simon Ekpa. The matter that matters to me is Mazen Namdekano. And all the Biafrans, Nigeria is holding into captive against the UN law, against the ICC, against this ICJN law. That is what we are talking about, against the EU law. So let them take note of this, and let them do the needful, and let the people start to respect one another.
But just recently, we saw the UN, give aid, give food items, and some other items to the north, as regards, them having issues as regards floods and issues there in the south, in the northern part of Nigeria. But they say, well, but when related to anything Biafra, they don't intervene. Do you think that the UN have been?
That is why we are not happy. We the Biafrans are not happy, and that is why we are now a kind of being discouraged or a kind of being angry against the Finnish land, because the UN are dominated by the what, the Fulanis of the world, the Islam. They are more dominated in UN. That's why they are giving aids to the north. But look at what is going on in the east. They have never for one day paid attention to that. You see why we want to go, and you see why we will not like to. You see that UN, the Americans and the Russians should look into that organization. They should rise up and do something, because things are getting wrong. It's going out of hand in that organization. United States of United Nations is no longer the United Nations I used to see before. They are now united, divided nation. They are now supporting crimes and evil. Because if they should extend any hand to the north, what stopped them ever since not to extend any hand of help to the east? Why? It was after the war, and that was why we are like, Finland, what are you actually doing? Why are you trying to betray your integrity and the respect we have for you? Because it was the Finnish land that extended that kind of hand by giving us a stockfish after the war. You see why we have that trust and that belief, and a kind of we have a brother somewhere, a family somewhere called Finland. But the way they are behaving now in this matter of Simon Ekpa is something that I don't know where they are getting it from. You understand me? You see, so the UN are now showing to us. They are now telling us that we are not part of the UN, or we are not human beings. Yes, that is what it means. They don't regard us and they don't respect us. But I want to tell you, UN better do the right thing and do the needful. Where the Biafrans must surely stand by the special grace of God, because God Almighty have already divided this country. He has given us already a nation called Biafra. I am talking to them now, the UN. Let them know this and let them hear it. My name remains that Biafran evangelist. That the God Almighty, the maker of heaven and earth, has divided this country called Nigeria, and He has given us a nation called Biafra. Because He said to me yesterday, you know what He gave to me? He gave me Genesis chapter 4. He said the blood of the Biafrans are crying to His ear. The blood of Biafrans are crying to His ear. And Nigeria is already divided. That is the prophecy.
Okay, so we've heard a lot of Biafrans come out to beg, the Russian government, to intercede, just like as they've done with other African countries. They should come and intercede on their behalf. Do you think that the Russian government will intercede?
Yeah, I believe so. I believe so, because Putin have helped other countries in Africa. You understand? Such like Niger, Senegal, Mali, and Burkina Faso. Yes, they have come out to help those ones, to support them. And if they should support us, good and fine. That is what we even crying for. That is what we want. We need their backup, we need their support, we need their help. Because these are a nation, the people who truly love humanity. You understand? Not those that will come and to help you, that will begin to demand for ransom. No, they did all this to all those Mali and Co, all those Sahel people now, without asking them for anything in return. Without asking them for anything as a collateral. You understand? That is a nation that meant well for a fellow nation. That is a man that think good for his fellow man, not those that will come. What are you going to do? What are you going to give me if I should help you? That one is not doing well. that kind of person, that kind of government, that kind of help is not supposed to be. What did you give to God when God made you what you are? What did you give to God before God made you whom you are? So if you want to help your fellow human being, which is the needful and very, very important, that is why God placed you in that position, so that you can be of help, so that you can help the oppressed not to be oppressed again. The hopeless, you give them hope. That's why God raised you high. So God have raised Putin high. He have raised Russia high. So they should come up, although they have done it before, and I'm using this opportunity to plead with them. Let them to extend that kind of hand towards the Biafrans. And God will bless Russia, and God will bless Putin, and America, and Israel. Thank you.
Okay, but
and I will not forget my man, Ibrahim Traore. God will bless you.
Okay, good morning.
Yeah, good
so
morning.
it has been alleged that the Sultan of Sokoto advised the Southwest Yorubas to, go or accept Sharia law. But do you think this will work out well? Do you think that the Christian will want to accept this kind of law?
See, I don't know the problem of the Sultan of Sokoto. They have said it before. Yorubas do not want Sharia in Yorubaland. They have been saying it a very long time. But still, I told some people that this Fulani, they don't ever rest. They will not rest. As they are abusing the Sultan of Sokoto now, in the next 20, 30 years, they will still come back. They are like people that have good strong head. No, Southwest, they were Muslims before they brought Islam into northern Nigeria. The Southwest, Yorubas had connection with Islam before the Fulanis came into northern Nigeria. I know that the position the Sultan of Sokoto is holding is the overall leader of Muslims in the whole Nigeria, and he is using his position wanting to impose Sharia in the Southwest region. These guys have said that we don't want this in our land, and you are trying to use manipulation and all sorts of things to impose it on them. Now look at the ideology of a Fulani man, because Diva is a Fulani. Ideology of Fulani man. You are first a Muslim before you are a Yoruba. But the Yorubas are saying we are first Yorubas. Our culture and tradition comes first before religion. But the Fulanis are saying our religion comes first before our identity. And that is what the Fulani use. They use manipulation. They use it to enter Hausa, and that's how they colonize the Hausas. The Yorubas are saying that if you want us to accept what the Sultan of Sokoto is saying, let a Yoruba man become the Sultan of Sokoto. Because this Fulani has made it in so much that they will never allow anybody from any other tribe that are Muslims to become Sultan of Sokoto. That is the brain they are using. You understand? They know that Tinubu his policies is somehow limiting the popularity, the influence of the Fulanis. So they want to use use religion, enter Southwest. They have said it before. They said that they have something in common with the Yorubas, and that thing they have in common is religion, Islam. So they are using Islam to try and enter into the Southwest. The Southwesterners, their eyes have opened, and they know their gimmicks. They use their Yoruba brothers. They try. They first put one banner for Lekki. They want to start religious conversation. From that one, they put another one, I think in Oyo State. From that one, some people said we want to establish Sharia, this blah blah in Ibadan. They are trying little, but they are facing resistance. Now, the reason why the Sultan of Sokoto gave that reply is because the political, the governments of both Ekiti and Ogun State, the governors got involved to say that we don't want Sharia in Southwest. Ekiti State governor said no Sharia. Ogun State governor said no Sharia. The traditional rulers also joined her to say no Sharia. So these authorities were in support of no Sharia. So that's why the Sultan of Sokoto had to write that letter. They thought that this is Buhari, or this is those days that when during their fasting now, only Sultan of Sokoto go see moon before if let's say this time around, these Yoruba boys don't change Abraham. So Sultan of Sokoto they see old moon now for Sokoto, for Yorubaland, and they see another moon. Because now the respect for the Sultan of Sokoto is diminishing because of this Sharia and Fulani of the thing. The Yoruba Muslims may not respect or pay allegiance to the Sultan of Sokoto. One reason is because Yorubas were Muslims. They had connection. You used to hear that Yoruba are from Saudi Arabia. You don't hear that before. Yorubas had connection with Islam before Nigeria came into existence. So it is not the Fulanis or the Northerners that brought Islam into Yoruba land. Somehow, Fulani with their conquest, conquering, they enter Ilorin, and now Ilorin has gone. So that same conquest, they want to use it gradually, be entering. You will see that you can never have an Oba in Ilorin. In Yorubaland, you can never have an Oba. You see Emir of Ilorin. And most of these Emir, they are Fulani. In Yorubaland, even with democracy, even with say your eye don't open, you no fit remove them. So if you allow them step their foot, put Sharia in Yorubaland, okay, before you remove them, you go tell. That's why you see say the Hausas, even though they know that they are being subjugated, they cannot do anything. They know that the Fulani.
But they have the population than the Fulani. So why can't they?
Shebi, if you want to do protest now, there are no plenty pass police. Shebi plenty pass police. I say Fulani, they control economy. You know what is power? One person with gun now can control 1,000 people. One person with gun like this can chase away 1,000 people.